Yes, good evening and a very warm welcome to Cromer Park, where the magic of the Cup returns home to Manly United for the first time this season. They'll host a spirited Banksia Tigers side that pulled off an almighty Cup set just 6 days ago, and backed by a vocal away support, will be hoping to do it all again. My name is Chris Carulli, here to call this round 6 David vs Goliath Cup tie between the New South Wales NPL 1 mainstays and the Football St George Association outfit, who last week toppled NPL 2 side Mounties in the greatest result of that club's 16-year history so far. We're just about set for kickoff. Apologies for the slight delay in readying these teams. Your referee today is Sebastian Brennan. He's assisted by AR1 Logan Jones and AR2 Jackson Mackey. It's a chilly 13 degrees or so here for this Tuesday night contest. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be, watching live on the Manly United YouTube channel or Facebook page. We'll run you through the lineups shortly after kickoff. Manly United, the home side, make 5 alterations to the side that snapped their winless streak with a tight 1-0 away win against Mount Druitt last Friday. While Banksia, who just overtook Manly's previous Cup opposition Arncliffe Aurora into top spot of the local St George Premier League, they'll make 2 changes to the side that shocked Mounties on a magical night at Cook Park last Wednesday. For this first half, it appears as though the teams will be swapping sides, so Manly will be running from right to left on your screens in their royal blue home kit. The Tigers running from left to right in their yellow and black home kit as well. Can't wait to bring you this one. The away side, coached by 31-year-old Hussein Akil, will be hoping to amount an even greater boil over this time around. While Adam Griffiths, Manly United, who just a few weeks ago were leading the NPL New South Wales, they stand in the way of a coveted preliminary round 7 berth. At the end of tonight, one of these sides will find themselves within 90 minutes of the national round of 32. Banksia are a tight-knit community club, and they're represented by labourers, teachers and hairdressers. The goal of reaching around on the national stage near inconceivable a few weeks ago. They'll have to defy all the odds, considering this is their 5th game in 13 days. But if we know anything about football, anything is possible, and Cromer Park is rocking for this round 6 contest. Referee Sebastian Brennan has a look at his watch, and we are underway. Manly United on the offensive straight away with a long ball forward. As mentioned, they make 5 changes to the side that started in round 12 of the NPL New South Wales. We'll run you through that lineup as we go. Their goalkeeper, Jacob Madden, makes his first appearance since joining from St George. No doubt familiar with his opposition. Their back 4 has a pair of brothers at fullbacks. It'll be Lucas Rainbird at left back and Nick Rainbird at right back. Centre backs Jesse Pires and Alan Aganovich. Finn Ashton partners the captain on the ball now, Sam Gallagher in midfield. With Manly's front 4 today, the experienced Scott Balderson, the number 10 Richie Cardozo, with youngster Ben Gibson, and completing the starting lineup, number 14 Dejan Pandurovic. They are, of course, coached by former Socceroo Adam Griffiths, and running you through the Banksia Tigers starting 11, coached by Hussein Akil, 31 years of age, as mentioned, still a player for St George, and he'll be in action in the FFA Cup tomorrow night against Rockdale Illendon. That goal kick there, as you saw, taken by Jordan Nikolovsky, a former NPL goalkeeper. As the crowd goes wild from that turn from Ali Makashka. They're almost outnumbering and certainly out-singing the home fans are the Banksia away setup. Richie Cardozo's clipped and he'll win the free kick. So Banksia start in defence. Tunahan gunner, Richard Nikolovsky, Mohsen Albayati, my apologies. And at left back, Mohamed El Mahdoun. In midfield is Misha Sabishkovsky, who partners the ever-experienced Ibi Haydar. Joining them in midfield is the number 11, Hassan Salame. Number 10, as we just saw, their playmaker, Ali Makashka, and Jawad Karnib, the talented youngster. And up top, shouldering the attacking play, is the number 9, Hadi Hussein. So that is how both sides start. Manly's bench, including Saya Kambayashi, Jordan Segredo, Luca Komet, Jack Fulton, Mitch Madison, and the backup keeper Sam Benton. Here is Makashka on the ball early as he plays it back for Gunner. It's been an even start to this one, 3 minutes in. And this could be a turnover for Pandurovic, and he might be through on goal here. It's Dejan Pandurovic for Manly. And a huge stop from Jordan Nikolovsky, the hero last week, stands up tall again. Keep Banksia in this one early. A great save from the former NPL shot stopper to deny Manly's top scorer this season, Dejan Pandurovic, former youth international. Cromer Park, as mentioned, is rocking. You just feel the longer the Tigers can keep their highly fancied opposition scoreless, the more those fans will try to inspire them forward. During the week, injured player now in Wasim Hijazi spoke about the Banksia fans, saying normally they're their 12th man, but this week they need them to be their 12th, 13th and 14th, as Gibson comes forward here for Manly. He'll cut inside to Pandurovic, and it's back out with Rainbird. That cross is blocked. Which is the magic of the cup. This one just settling into what may well be a familiar pattern. As you can see, pretty much a bank of 4 and a bank of 6 sitting back for the Tigers. They'll look to absorb as much pressure as they can. Manly will look to find a way in behind. Gibson offside on that occasion. As mentioned, thanks for tuning in on the Manly United Facebook page or the Manly United YouTube channel. The only FFA Cup game taking place in this state tonight. So eyes are on Sydney's northern beaches, and it shapes as a real underdog prospect for the Banksia Tigers. And they look to come on the attack here through Hussein. Dealt with well, though, by Alan Aganovic. There's a young centre-back pairing of Aganovic and Pires on display for Manly, with the Rainbirds at fullback. That back four would age around 20 years of age. Here comes Scott Borderson now, one of the more experienced players out there. He might have a go. He instead fakes and plays in Ashton. The ball will fall back to him. Looks to slip it in behind for Borderson, who will be pinned by that far offside flag. Sharp decision from Jackson Mackey over there. Those watching from home, feel free to let us know your thoughts in the Facebook comments. Tell us where you're watching from and what team you are supporting. You can also interact and join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag FFA Cup and hashtag Magic of the Cup. Stage is well and truly set here, and 6 minutes in, Banksia well and truly holding their own. Manly are looking threatening, and it's Finn Ashton this time trying to make the run in behind. He was under pressure from Haydar and pinned for handball. As Nikolovsky prepares to take this set piece. Savour of 2 penalties in that dramatic win over Mounties at Cook Park just 6 days ago, and such is the challenge for the local Premier League outfit. They only train once a week and they've had to play 5 games in the last 13 days. A lot of these players with families and really had to balance. It's been a massive balancing act, but Coach Hussein Akil, who's obviously balancing with playing commitments of his own, he said his team really have to be up for this. He knows they have to give everything and a little bit more if they are to be in with a shout of coming up with what would be one of the greatest upsets in FFA Cup preliminary round history. As the youngster, 17-year-old Ben Gibson, lots of pace, and he gets forward, shaking off El Madoun and whipping it in towards Balderson. It's a good header away by Gunner, and that was Makasha coming back in right in front of the set of away fans there. Great to see so many fans of the Tigers making the long trip north to support their team. This is no doubt the biggest game in the club's history. They were founded back in 2005, and in their 16 years they have not gone this far in the FFA Cup, nor has any Football St George local side. So they're really carrying the banner not only for their 750 players, but for the local area. Rainbirds won that header, so Balderson will keep it in play. He'll look to take on his man, but Gunner holds his own. It's laid back now for Sam Gallagher, who will break in the area. He's still with it, and in the end it's scrambled away by Nikolovsky. As Banksia clear, Manly will just continue to turn the screws. We're approaching the 10-minute mark here at Cromer Park. We are still scoreless. Best opportunity of the game so far has come via Dejan Pandurovic as this cross goes into the area. And that one's even more comfortable for Nikolovsky. Great to see some youth players from both clubs watching on from home, letting us know in the comments of the Manly United Facebook page. Feel free to join the conversation as Scott Balderson comes forward here. His player's down, but will play on, and it's whipped in. Free area on the back stick for Pandurovic, and Nikolovsky with another stunning stop. Manly do have a corner, as the Cromer Cop on the far side do love to see. But we'll halt play for a second, as I believe that's Tunahan Gunner, who is still down and will require some treatment. His name being sung by the away fans. It's just an awkward collision with Scott Balderson, who is over checking on his well-being. Very sportsmanlike from the experienced Manly winger. As mentioned, the Banksia Tigers have gone the distance in terms of their FFA Cup campaign so far this year. They started all the way back in round 1, and they won that one in penalties with a 6-5 win from spot kicks over Waverley Old Boys. From there they comfortably accounted for Parklea before defeating Kenthurst and District, which set up that meeting with Mounties. They prevailed on penalties a week ago, and from MPL2 they're looking to take down MPL1, but it's Manly on the attack here, and with this set piece there's plenty in the area. Nikolovsky though comfortably comes out to punch that one away. It's back now with Gibson, looks for the 1-2, and well defended by Ibi Haydar. And a bit of respite now for the away side. Held their own so far, and at the moment they are still down to 10 players. Gunner just looking to recover and receiving a bit of treatment. Looks as though it's a head injury of sorts. Maybe a bit of blood that they're just cleaning up. We'll just have a chat to his coach, Hussein Akil, to see whether he is okay to continue. We'll check back on that. It's a substitute at the ready, but for now, Banksia a man down. It's Borderson involved again. Dropping deep and looking to create is the winger. Here's Rainbird now. Just patient play from Manly. They'll wait to pick their moment. The Tigers will have to be alert at all times, and it's whipped into the area again. Strong header away. Back with Finn Ashton now. Into Borderson. He's got numbers out wide, and that's where it goes. Rainbird pushing forward and whipping it into the area. Nikolovsky, cool, calm again. Of course, a long career in the NPL, the goalkeeper. Manly have won it high up the pitch, and Borderson goes to ground. That will be a free kick in a dangerous area for Manly United. Maybe a bit of revenge, whether that's inadvertently from Gunner. He's back on the pitch and making that challenge on the man who inflicted a bit of pain, discomfort on him earlier. So here's Manly's set-piece specialist, Richie Cardozo. Most experienced player out there, a former teammate of Banksia's skipper in Ibi Hayder. Well, it looks like crossing range. You wouldn't put it past him to have a go and try to beat the towering frame of Nikolovsky. Plenty to aim for in the area as well. Here is Cardozo. It's crossed. It's a free header. Still alive for Manly. And it's in. Alan Aganovich turns it home for the home side. The former Blacktown defender scores goals in back-to-back FFA Cup games. And just as they did last week, the Banksia Tigers will have to come from behind again. They so nearly scrambled it away, did the away side. But on the third attempt, it was bundled home by the young centre-back. And we do have the opening goal here on Sydney's Northern Beaches. It's Manly United 1, the Banksia Tigers 0, just as we pass the 15-minute mark. So that's the goal the home side were crying out for. And now it is an uphill battle for the Football St George Association team. They did concede in the first half last week. That will give them some comfort in how they recovered, but so far it has been all Manly, and they're looking to inflict even more misery as it's switched out now. And Durovic dances inside and lays it back for Finn Ashton. Here's the fullback, Rainbird again. Cuts inside, and Ashton has it. Looks to play it inside for Rainbird. It was a clever reverse ball. Nikolovsky, cool customer, coming out to claim. Thanks for tuning in to this FFA Cup Round 6 game. Both sides here not evenly matched on paper, and now not evenly matched on the score sheet. It's the NPL 1 powerhouses who are sticking to the script so far, holding a 1-0 lead against their association club opposition. Only 3 association clubs left in the FFA Cup in New South Wales, and Banksia being one, the only in action tonight as they have their first shot of the game. It was Gunner with a audacious effort, to say the least. It's been a quiet night so far for Jacob Madden. He starts his first game in between the sticks for Manly United. Joined the club in the last few weeks following the retirement of long-term custodian Dylan Mitchell. He's joined from St George, where he's an opponent of Banksia, a teammate of Banksia's coach in Akil, and Manly now really working with it, looking for the second. And Durovic just tried a little bit too much, and now Salame's just looking to play out. It's some nice play from the Tigers, and Carnib opens his body up and feeds in Makasha. Forced to backtrack by a swarm of blue shirts. Manly thought that ball was out, and as the Tigers hold a bit of possession, their travelling contingent of fans starting to their voices heard. And they're still with it now as Balderson goes down, but Makasha not on the same wavelength as his teammate, and now it's Manly's wide man's turn to go down, requiring some treatment. So in case you've just tuned in 19 minutes into this one, Manly United do lead by 1 goal, 2-0. Goal scored by young centre-back Alan Aganovic off a set piece. They've put in a spirited showing, the Tigers, and after going a goal down to Mounties last week, coming back and winning that epic in penalties, they'll be hoping they can repeat the dose on their MPL 1 opposition and pull off what would be the unthinkable. Reminder, both these sides just 2 rounds away from the national round of 32 phase of this competition. Manly United have been there 3 times, in 2014, 2016, and the last edition of the competition in 2019, where they finished in the round of 16. They'll be looking to at least replicate that, if not go even further this time around. But first, they have what could prove to be a tricky opposition in Banksia. Here's Rainbird, who's yet to appear for first grade in the MPL. He whips in a low cross that's dealt with by Albayati. Tries to prevent the corner, which he does, but it's back with the hosts. Here's Finn Ashton. Looks to play it forward quickly. Has it back for Rainbird. Manly just looking to amount something on the edge of the area. Pandurovic asking for the free kick, and here's Jesse Perez getting forward from centre half. Here's Gallagher now, and Balderson. Manly just dictating play. We saw a period like this in the lead up to the opening goal. They'll wait for their moments against a well-drilled opposition. The underdog just need to hold on here and pick their moments, as they might now through Hadi Hussain, who couldn't win the throw-in. The former St George City FA attacker. He's one of 3 or 4 former MPL players out there for the Tigers, so there's a few there that aren't too unfamiliar with this level and have played at Cromer Park before, so they know exactly what to expect and readily admit it's not easy. They're ready to hope for another taste of that magic of the Cup. It's a great competition that lets communities throughout the country express themselves, as the Tigers have done so well, and it just really says everything and showcases everything that's great about what we have in this game in this country. After the competition couldn't be completed last year, it's great to see it back in 2021, following the announcement as well that this is the final ever FFA Cup before we have a name change, so extra special prize at stake, but of course that's a long way away. with 2 rounds left in New South Wales to fight for the coveted round of 32 position, where there already is one NPL 1 team in there in the Wollongong Wolves, thanks to their NPL finals victory a couple of years ago. It's all still up in the air as to who will join them. And as mentioned, 3 association clubs still in contention, which is great to see. Really sums up the underdog spirit of this competition. Manly just being a little bit disjointed that time around. Banksia in some rare possession and can't make the most of it. Here's Finn Ashton. He's had plenty of time on the ball. That's a nice leave from Cardozo for Rainbird. Headed away by Albayati. Him and his centre-back partner, Richard Nikolovsky, more than have their work cut out tonight. They've already been on the end of many crosses, and with that it looks as though we will have our first substitution of the evening. This is a big blow for the Banksia Tigers. Appears as though their number 9, their marksman, Hadi Hussain, is the man making way. He will be replaced by Ali Fayol. So clearly in a bit of discomfort, and the man who leads the line so well with that NPL experience has realised he's unable to continue. If it wasn't enough of an uphill battle for the away side, things have just become that little bit tougher. But huge opportunity for Ali Fayol. He's got the bulk of this game to make an impression, far more than he would have suspected when he arrived at this ground. And we do have another free kick. You heard the contact from the grandstand, and we'll have the first booking of the evening. Goes to the fullback, Tunahan Gunner. He's been in the thick of things so far, and 25 minutes in, no hesitation from referee Sebastian Brennan in pulling out the booking. This free kick just slightly further in than the one that resulted in the goal. Even more of a shooting opportunity. There's 5 in the wall. And it's Richie Cardozo standing over it, as well as the right-footed option of Lucas Rainbird. It does suit the right footer, but yet again you wouldn't put it past Richie Cardozo, and he is the one who will take. It's a great hit, and for a second you were just waiting for the net to ripple. In the end, it floated past the wrong side of the post from a Manly perspective. Hope you're enjoying this contest. In round 6 of the FFA Cup. Live on the Manly United Facebook page and YouTube channel. Feel free to join the conversation in the comments or on Twitter using the hashtag FFA Cup. Let us know what you've thought of the game so far. Banksia just hanging in there for now. Here's Makasha. His pass cut out by Gallagher. Balderson's got the ball there and he hesitated for a second, but now he'll play through Gibson, who's onside. Nikolovsky's out. He's brought him to ground, and that will be a spot kick for the home side. Just a couple of back-to-back errors from the visitors. Gibson did well to get that one out of his feet, and as soon as Nikolovsky went to ground, he was in trouble. There'll be solace in the fact that he saved 2 penalties last week. Mounties also missed one, skied it over the bar during the 120 minutes. And it's Dejan Pandurovic who takes on set-piece duties now. So Pandurovic versus Nikolovsky. He'll be looking to recreate his heroics of 6 days ago. Does the big shot stopper have another moment of magic in him? It's Pandurovic who slots it home, and Manly United take a huge step towards the final preliminary round of the FA Cup. FFA Cup, of course. Dejan Pandurovic, their top scorer in the NPL, adds one to his tally in the Cup. And the Banksia Tigers well and truly have a mountain to climb now. They'll need something very special to have an interest in this tie. The score now, Manly United 2, Banksia Tigers 0. 28 minutes played here on Sydney's Northern Beaches. And Manly coming for blood now. It's Gibson causing problems again. Across to Borderson. And Manly United go bang bang. 2 goals in 2 minutes. And they have some breathing room now. The Tigers shell-shocked. And the experienced winger tucks it home. Home fans love what they see, and this could well develop into a rout from here. It's 3-0 after 28 minutes. Great work from Ben Gibson in the lead-up. He's got 2 assists. He made both those goals happen, the 17-year-old. A real sign for Manly's future. He's already made a couple of appearances so far this season in the NPL 1. He scored a memorable goal on debut. This one gets brought back by the ball rolling. So can the Tigers salvage something from here? If they went into this clash against the team 5 tiers above them, long odds. Yeah, even longer now. We'll reach a point of damage limitation as Manly just continue to come forward. It's Lucas Rainbird making the lung-busting run forward. Flag is up, that one just rolled out of play. Tigers will be determined to put on a spirited display for their healthy set of away fans. Still a long way to go, but Manly United well and truly in the driving seat now. As Gunner looks to hold it off away from Manly's second scorer in Pandurovic. This one's heaved forward and Banksia are chasing. Pires, though, shakes off the pressure rather calmly, and as does Ashton. Nick Rainbird on the ball now, outside to the third goal scorer in Borderson, who'll look to heave that across the pitch to Pandurovic. As mentioned, the New South Wales FFA Cup preliminary rounds are nearing its end. This is the only game of this round taking place this evening, with a few more slated to unfold tomorrow. Run you through the details of those games at some stage. One of them will be involving the coach of Banksia Tigers, who will be representing St George in a playing capacity. As this ball over the top releases Pandurovic, he'll get there but lose his footing. Instructions coming loud and clear from the Banksia bench. They will fight till the end. It's a huge occasion for the club, regardless of the outcome. It's the kind of moment that every club side dreams of. All of the 700 or so across the country who enter this competition annually. It's a great opportunity to set up these landmark occasions, and as mentioned, regardless of the result, the Tigers will be talking about this for years to come. They've already lost a striker due to injury, and there's another man down now requiring treatment. The Tigers' night goes from bad to worse. Thanks to everyone that's joined this broadcast. Streaming live on the Manly United Facebook page, as well as the Manly United YouTube channel. Great to see some action in the comments. Not sure about the comment that says someone spotted Graham Arnold in the stands. I'll have to verify that one. National team coach. He's a local of the Northern Beaches, but you never know, maybe he's come down to keep an eye out for a bolter for his June World Cup qualifiers squad when the Socceroos finally return to action. Again, though, can't confirm that claim in the Facebook comments from David. So the Tigers player has made his way out of the pitch. It's Salame, the man down, another former NPL player, and a real attacking outlet for the Tigers would be another huge blow. In the meantime, they are reduced to 10 men. And can Manly make them pay? Balderson swap wings over to the right. He brought that down nicely, didn't he? Gallagher now at the base of midfield. He's got a few options. It's back with Balderson now for Manly. He's already got himself on the score sheet. Tried to make a run forward there. Instead it goes to Nick Rainbird. It's a good cross in. That man Albiati there again. They're relentless at the moment. The home side with 10 minutes remaining in this first half. They're looking for a fourth goal. That will surely put them out of sight. Gibson with a nice touch inside for Rainbird. Just taken off his toe. The young left back so nearly extending Manly's advantage as Banksia look to go the other way. Yet again, we have a bit of a stoppage in play. Salame, the man, still in a bit of discomfort, and as he limps off there, you suspect he will have to be substituted. So they are the walking wounded Banksia Tigers. Just holding the ankle by the looks of things, the number 11. Here's Nikolovsky under a bit of pressure, the goalkeeper. Gets it away from Gibson and into the Manly dugout. Cardozo goes to ground and referee Sebastian Brennan gives the decision. Manly get things started quickly this time around. Here's Pandurovic out on the left flank. A bit of fancy footwork. And Banksia showing they're capable of it too. That one almost looked as though it stayed in play, but it's been spotted as out by A.R. Jones. A bit of a clumsy challenge there from Cardozo. He won't go in the book despite the protests of the away fans. Right there on the northern side of the clubhouse. The grandstand, in fact, here at Cromer Park. Still a great atmosphere in the air here at this suburban ground. It's hosted some great occasions over the last year or so, notably in the W League, where it was a midweek night like this that Sydney FC lifted the premiership on this turf. It was a great football community with over 20,000 registered association players here on Sydney's Northern Beaches. They really lap up the big occasion, and if Manly can advance their way through this FFA Cup competition, they'll really be desperate to finally draw a huge team at home. In all their round of 32 rounds previously, Manly have played the bulk of their games away. You have to go all the way back to 2014, the round of 32, where on a rainy day at this location, Manly were defeated by Sydney Olympic. Last year they accounted for NPL New South Wales opposition Mount Druitt away on penalties before falling to Brisbane Strikers. And here they come again. It's Pandurovic, and the flag is up. Good save nonetheless from Nikolovsky, and that stoppage allows for Banksia to make their second substitution of the evening. It's the number 8 in Kashmir to be introduced. He replaces Hussein Salame. So 2 changes in the first half and 3 goals. That's not how they would have liked this game to go. Approaching the closing stages of the first half here on Sydney's Northern Beaches. You suspect there will be a decent amount of stoppage time to be played though. Multiple players going down with injuries, which is a huge blow for the away side. They would have lived for this occasion, and to see it cut short, it's always harsh. Saying that, it gives a huge opportunity for some players off the bench, including the number 8 Kashmir, who's been introduced, taking a place in midfield. He's someone that Hussein Akil says is a real rising talent, one to keep an eye out for in the years to come, as are many of these Tigers boys. They're a real blend of youth and experience. And that's a great ball in behind, or at least it looked it, but Albayati was there again. He's been very solid in the heart of defence. Here's Jesse Pires getting forward. Manly centre-back allowed plenty of room, and a decent-looking ball for Gibson, but he couldn't keep it in play. Hope you've enjoyed this first half, watching on Manly United Facebook page and YouTube channel. Magic of the FFA Cup is strong, and great to see some comments coming in on Facebook. David asking if Ibi Haydar is playing for the Tigers. He is. He's a recognisable name for NPL fans. He's won everything there is to win, but he's on the back foot here as Manly come forward. It's Borderson again. He has a double. Manly have 4. And they're out to a comfortable lead late in the first half here at Cromer Park. So Scott Balderson with Manly's third and fourth, the experienced winger, making the Tigers pay for a little bit of sloppy defending. They've been so solid, but under so much pressure, that strike almost felt inevitable. And now it is, barring something super, super special, will be Manly United, who makes their way through to the next round. We still have 45 minutes or so to play. Never know what kind of drama this competition will spring up, and at this stage, a goal for the Tigers against NPL opposition would be a huge moment. And they're looking to come forward here. A rare touch for the goalkeeper, Madden, who does roll it out of play. Here's Nikolovsky lofting it forward straight to Rainbird. Manly will search for an emphatic result. They scored 7 in their last FFA Cup encounter. And they've given away the free kick now. Might present the Tigers with an opportunity to push some numbers forward. That indeed looks as though what they will do. They'll get the Tor Timber into the area. Jawad Karnib, the youngster, getting forward, as well as Nikolovsky and Albayati. So plenty to aim for. This is really the first situation like this that the hosts have had to deal with. Can the away side give their fans something to cheer about? Not with that kind of delivery, unfortunately for them. It's just less than a minute remaining of the 45, but you'd suspect a few more minutes to come, maybe a chance for Manly to find number 5. Here is Dejan Pandurovic. He'll go on his own, and his low strike is comfortable for Nikolovsky. Here's Gunnar under pressure. Has to lay it back for Richard Nikolovsky, who's done well to win a goal kick for his brother. So in case you've just tuned in, this first half, as you can see, is granted 4 goals to Manly United. It was the centre-back Alan Aganovic opening the scoring on the quarter-hour mark before Manly struck twice in a couple of minutes, thanks to a Dejan Pandurovic penalty and Balderson goal. And then Scott Balderson added another not too long ago. Almost a chance now for the substitute fail. That man Aganovic on defensive duties doing well. And they do look to apply a bit of a press, which Manly have managed to play around. Rainbird now taking on his man. Lays it for Balderson. In fact, Gallagher switching it out for the other Rainbird in Lucas, who's making a run now. Pandurovic ignores and instead looks for Balderson. He couldn't lay it off for Cardozo. He's got Balderson, of course, on a hat trick now. Something he would love to bag tonight. Here's Cardozo. Looks in behind and can't steer it past Nikolovsky. Again, some nice footwork from Makasha. Doves love a little bit of a showboat, and the away fans are a fan of that nutmeg. It's back now with Manly United and Finn Ashton looking to create from the base of midfield. One of Manly's juniors who've worked their way through the ranks from since he was 10 or 11 years of age. graduated into the first team. And with that, we have half-time here at Cromer Park. And as far as Manly United are concerned, it's all running to plan. They lead 4-0 at the interval, thanks to goals from Alan Aganovic, Dejan Pandurovic from the spot, and a double from Scott Borderson. Has them plenty of breathing room and more than 1 foot in the final preliminary round of the New South Wales FFA Cup. Thanks to everyone who's been tuning in and letting your thoughts be known on the Manly United Facebook page and YouTube channel. We'll catch you back here in 10 minutes or so for the second half. We'll see you then, but at the interval, the score here does sit as at Manly United 4, the Banksia Tigers 0. Yes, welcome back to Cromer Park for the second half of this round 6 FFA Cup New South Wales preliminary round clash between Manly United and the Banksia Tigers. It is the hosts who lead convincingly at the break. 4 goals in the opening 45 for the NPL 1 side against their local Premier League opposition. Banksia have put up a spirited performance and they've just been undone at some key moments, but of course it's just a huge occasion for the club. Regardless of the result, they have some great away fans on display and they're making their voices heard early in this second half. We're just awaiting the referees to make their way out. We'll just double check. It looks as though Manly have made couple of changes at the break. Perhaps unexpected considering the scoreline, just managing the loads of their players. The plan would have been to rotate these players, especially with the result comfortable. Of course, the Banksia Tigers have already made the 2 changes and those were forced due to injury. They lost a couple of their go-to players in Hadi Hussein and Hussein Salame. So big blows for them. Manly, on the other hand, allowing themselves the luxury of these substitutions. It's a couple of youngsters, one more experienced than the other, both in midfield, to be introduced. So it's youth for experience. Luca Komet introduced for Richie Cardozo in the number 10 role. And the other player, Mitch Madison, given an opportunity for the first time. He hasn't yet represented Manly at NPL level. He was on the bench last week. And with that, referee Sebastian Brennan is happy with everything. We're back underway. Thanks for joining us live on the Manly United Facebook page and YouTube channel. My name's Chris Carulli, taking you through all of this second half action as the magic of the cup ventures north. As Manly United have their first home cup tie of the season. And these home fans will be hoping that it's not their last. Proud history in cup competitions in general the club have, and especially in the FFA Cup. 3 times they've qualified for the round of 32, and if all goes to plan in this second half, they'll be within 90 minutes of doing it again. Yet again, feel free to join the conversation wherever you may be watching from in the Facebook comments. Let us know your thoughts on the game or anything else you'd like to chat about. You can catch those on Facebook and also on Twitter using the hashtag FFA Cup or hashtag Magic of the Cup. Having a look at the Banksia side, it does appear as though they are unchanged at the interval. As mentioned, though, already the 2 subs made. Here's a ball over the top for Borderson. He's on a hat-trick after scoring a quick-fire double in the first half. And we will play on now, though we will stop as Komet's just ventured a step offside. Looking at those Facebook comments at halftime, seems to be a bit of Chinese whispers going on, chatting about Graham Arnold being in the stands. I'll just clear that up. For me, I haven't spotted him. So we'll let you know if there are any updates on that front, but suspect the national team coach isn't in the house tonight, or at least cannot confirm. Thanks everyone for your comments, and thanks for tuning in to this David versus Goliath battle. You suspect there'll be great scenes, even if the Tigers can nick a goal. They're not happy with this decision from the referee. Ibi Haydar just crossing the line a touch and going into the book. The man wearing the captain's armband. Referee Sebastian Brennan not too happy with the back chat. Debbie Hayder, one of those recognisable names in the Banksia setup. He's won pretty much everything there is to win in the NPL with the likes of Sydney Olympic and Sydney United 58, as well as Bankstown and Parramatta. He's still 33 years of age, and he's been at this club for 4 years. He lives and breathes it, as do many of these boys out there. They're not just representing their side, they're representing the 750 junior players for the club. And Balderson's straight offside again. Set piece here from Nikolovsky. Ganovic has backtracked well, and Madison, with one of his first touches, brings it down. Linking up well with Rainbird and Balderson. And they'll look to go the other way. Madison can turn and look forward to Gibson, who just might be in behind here. The youngster is taken off. He'll have a hit. It's a good save from Nikolovsky, still alive for Komet, who sends one whistling past the post. Manly coming close to bringing up their 5th goal of the evening. We're 5 minutes into the second half, and just about trying to continue where they left off, the home side. Plenty of players out there now determined to put on an impressive showing, work their way into first team plans moving forward. Here's Ibby Haydar holding up the ball nicely and weaving inside and out, and Banksia just might look to mount an attack here. It's back with Kanib. He spreads it wide. There's options out there. Gunner on the overlap. He's ignored that time by Makasha. Here's a ball over the top. That a Tiger shirt will get on the end of. It's fail, or it comes out for the shot. And Madden with a spectacular stop. What a strike that was from Sullivan, who's been introduced off the bench. And whether or not that one was hitting the target is up for debate. May have struck the post or side netting, but Madden wasn't taking any chances. And here we go. The Tigers have their first set piece of the game. Manly with plenty of numbers back, but here is a golden opportunity for them to give their fans something to sing about. In it goes, and a comfortable capture in the end from Madden, and he might just launch a counter-attack as Balderson looks to switch it. Manly looking to come forward with purpose. Komet wants it on the other side of the pitch, but that switch from Rainbird doesn't make its mark, and this game's just opening up now. Ball in behind, looking for fail. Couldn't find its mark. Madison coming forward with it now for Manly. Here's Balderson with Komet outside, Rainbird inside. Getting plenty of touches, the young midfielder. Rainbird just skips forward. He's hacked down, but he'll play advantage. It's Luca Komet in the area, and Nikolovsky out to claim. Long ball's dealt with well by Perez, who's been solid in centre of defence. A mainstay for Manly this season since returning to the club from a couple of years at Northbridge. Balderson in a foot race now. It's harried out of play nicely by El Madoun. Nice comment there coming in on Facebook from Dia, my apologies, asking about players moving up to the A-League from Manly United, and it's a great topic considering there has been an explosion of Manly youth onto the national stage the last few years. Sydney FC bringing a large number of Manly catchment players through their academy over the last few years, the likes of Patrick Wood, Callum Neuenhoff and Harry van der Sag, notable examples. Manly's arguably greatest export, Lucas Nil, is the name of this grandstand as it's cut back now for Luca Komet, who marks his substitute appearance with a goal. And the team 5 tiers above Banksia have themselves out to a 5-goal advantage now. 54 minutes in, it's Manly United 5, Banksia Tigers 0. Luca Komet hasn't scored a goal yet in the NPL this season. That'll do him a world of confidence. He's been a consistent performer and found the finish there. A smart, low strike that Nikolovsky could do nothing about. 55 minutes played. It's well and truly a case of damage limitation for the Tigers. Their away fans will keep singing, and Manly looks as though they'll keep pushing. Here's Madison on the ball. Getting plenty of touches, the fellow substitute. Him and Komet both making a decent impact off the bench. We're just talking about the young talent that Manly have produced, and there's some more out there tonight now. Ben Gibson up front, 17-year-old who's been at the club pretty much throughout his footballing life. One of the many that continue to come through as Manly really enjoy and pride themselves on their academy. Great catchment for football. Perez was under a bit of pressure there, but he's scrambled it well for Roganovic. Here's Scott Borderson. Gibson asked for it. Instead, it'll go wide, and the switch is on here. Cause for handball, but we'll play on for now. That's Jordan Segredo on the pitch on the far side. Another sub made by Manly. Looks as though he's replaced Dejan Pandurovic. And he'll have a hit here. Segredo looking to make an instant impact. Not quite replicating what Komet just produced. And it's been turned over again. And here's Gibson with a chance to run in behind. Good foot in from Albayati, who's been very, very solid. Plenty of Manly youth on display. You look at the Tigers stripes, it reminds you as well of Hull City and Callum Elder, another Manly junior making waves at the moment over in League One. He's a Mossman FC junior, and he was just about in line for a Socceroos call-up before he's recently been halted by an injury, but great to see Manly United juniors all over the place, and a real testament again to this competition, being able to see these youngsters given their chance on a landmark occasion like this. Segredo taking corner duties. It'll fall out now towards Rainbird, and Segredo knew he was offside, so let it run. He's a young midfielder who made his debut last season following the NPL reboot. Good technical player. Coach Adam Griffiths spoke of one of those players who just need to develop their physicality as they go, as is often the case with the youngsters making the step up to all-age football. And Komet's flicked that over nicely. He'll go inside and might go on his own. Off the crossbar. The flag's up, so that effort wouldn't have counted, at least in the follow-up. But the first one was all good, and on your weaker foot, if you don't mind, Luca Komet so nearly curled that up where the Spiders live. Banksia on the back foot now, and as mentioned, a club side who have played 5 games in the last 13 days. Legs and tired legs will certainly be a worry. They'll have to give it their all just to hang in there. Try and keep it as respectable as possible. Maybe even nick one of their own. This ball forward's cut out, and they might just have numbers to break. It's Sullivan who's been very energetic off the bench, trying to pull out some tricks under pressure from 3 defenders, but can't even win the throw-in. He's not happy either, and he'll probably go into the book for that reaction. He's known for a bit of a temper. Jacob Sullivan, he's just coming back from injury, hence why he's coming off the bench today. And referee Sebastian Brennan might take the compassionate approach this time. Manly, on the other hand, are bringing on a couple of first-teamers. It's Ben Gibson making way, replaced by Jack Fulton, scorer of the winning goal on Friday night against Mount Druitt. And the other is Saya Kambayashi, a revelation for Manly this season. They've signed him from Bulli FC out of the Illawarra Premier League, and he endeared himself on his starting home debut with a last-minute equaliser back in round 1. He's gone on to score a couple more goals, and when I was chatting during the week to Tigers coach Hussein Akil, he said Kambayashi was the man to watch. So they'll be hoping to keep him quiet. He'll be given plenty of rein to get forward, and here he is on the overlap. Loves to push forward, and saw that cross cut out that time around. It's covered well by Gallagher. Here is Gallagher again, the former A-League defender. He's reinvented himself in a way, playing holding midfield this season. Did make a handful of appearances throughout a number of A-League clubs, the likes of Central Coast Mariners, Newcastle Jets, and Melbourne Victory. Here's Rainbird, a young fullback. The shout came from Fulton. Couldn't work its way in. Here's Scott Borderson, though, with a touch. He goes to ground late, and as he stays down, the long release is looking. Couldn't find the Banksia shirt, though, unfortunately for the visitors. That substitution of Perez for Kambayashi has seen Rainbird slot into centre-back, so slight alteration back there for Manly. Komet, who's Manly's most recent scorer, has laid this back for Nick Rainbird, who shakes his way past one man and under pressure from the second, just will win the throw-in. He's mentioned yet to make an NPL New South Wales appearance, but he's made a couple in the Cup now. The younger of the 2 Rainbird brothers out there today. Brothers there in both sides on display, including the 2 Nikolovskis. Here's Madison. Back for his captain Gallagher. Not under too much pressure are the Manly holding midfielders. Just looking to pick their moments, and here's Balderson back for Gallagher, and Kambiyashi with another chance to attack. Whips in a dangerous ball that Nikolovsky has to head in behind, and it will be a Manly corner. So we pass the hour mark now. Thanks for tuning in to this FFA Cup Round 6 clash, coming to you live from Cromer Park on Northern Beaches. My name's Chris Carulli, and this has been a pleasure to call this game, where as things stand it looks as though Manly will advance within 90 minutes of the national round of 32. It's been a valiant effort, regardless of the score, from a side that are 5 tiers below in the New South Wales football setup. They've had to do their fair share, in fact more than their fair share of defending so far this evening. Either way, a real day to remember for the club, who just 6 days ago came away with a win that no one will be forgetting anytime soon. Over against MPL2 side Mounties, they prevailed on penalties. While they won't repeat the giant killing dose tonight, still plenty of time to continue to do their shirt proud. Still plenty to look forward to for Tigers in the league. They've gone top on the weekend. They won the double last year for the first time in the club's history. There's plenty to smile about, as shouts for handball are waved away, but Fulton's in a bit of pressure, and for a second you thought may have drawn a second penalty of the evening for Manly. Here come Manly again. It's put in behind for Fulton, who slots it home. He backs up his goal in the league on Friday with another cool, calm finish. And Manly now have hit Banksia for 6. 65 minutes played on the Northern Beaches, and the substitute striker gets in on the act. The tally continues to rise for Adam Griffiths' men. And they can now look to just coast their way through the remainder of the contest. Great comment though here on Facebook from Zainab, just saying no matter what the scoreboard shows, that the Banksia Tigers are making their community proud just by getting this far in the tournament. It's the furthest they've ever come, and the furthest any St George team, local team, has. So it's a great achievement, and they'll continue to put in the effort for the impressive set of away fans who've travelled. It's a long trip up north for your Tuesday night. It's great to see the magic of the Cup alive in the suburbs. There's a nice diagonal from Gallagher, but Balderson halted by the offside flag again. Can look forward to the games coming up in round 6 of the Football New South Wales preliminary rounds for the FFA Cup. There's been 3 games already played, which has seen Marconi book their spot in the next round with a 2-0 win over MPL2 side Northwest Sydney Spirit. Hakoah defeated Canterbury Bankstown by 4-1. And the third team through already, former club of this man on the ball, Aganovich, is Blacktown City. They came up against their rivals, the Spartans, and that derby finished 4-2 to the MPL1 side over their MPL2 opposition. So Manly looks set to become the 4th team through. Another 4 games on tomorrow if you're in any of the suburbs up north. The Northern Tigers host Arpia Leichhardt. MPL2 versus MPL1 battle. That's a real tasty one at 6:45 up at North Turramurra Recreation Area on tomorrow. There's an Olympic derby occurring down at Hoxton Park as Liverpool Olympic, one of the other association clubs still in the competition. They host former NSL Giants in Sydney Olympic, and will hold that as Fulton comes forward, drives the ball low into the area. It'll come out for Rainbird. He knows he could have done a little bit better with that one, but fullback, positive play as he continues to push forward. The other two games on tomorrow, Mount Druitt Town Rangers, Manly's most recent opposition in the league. They host the final association club in Wollongong Olympic, 7 p.m. out at Popondetta Park if you're interested in some Wednesday night action out there. Final game, as mentioned a couple of times this evening, we'll see Rockdale Illendon host St George, and one man who could be involved is the Banksia gaffer, Hussein Akil. Still playing, he's still only 31 years of age, so a young coach and looking to build a future in coaching while concurrently playing. He's got history in the FFA Cup too. He was part of that St George team that you may recall played an epic encounter in the round of 32 against Sydney United. 2 goals in stoppage time, saw that one finish 3-3, and then after extra time it was 5-3 to the team that are now reigning champions of the MPL1 in Sydney United 58. Nikolovsky's made his way forward to heave this ball, and his brother heads it down. Manly with a little bit of indecision, but eventually come away through Jordan Segredo. And this one actually has been turned over, although Komet picks the pocket of Kashmir. Manly might just come away. Borderson is their furthest man forward. He'll look to just hold his run, and Segredo finds him now. Fulton wants the switch, but instead it's a cheeky backheel for Luca Komet. Step overs and strikes, and blazes it over this time. Looking to add to his tally for the night. Luca Komet scored 1 within 5 minutes or so of coming off the bench. Thanks for everyone who's tuned into this round 6 NPL, in fact, FFA Cup contest. Watching live on the Manly United Facebook page or YouTube channel. Keep the comments coming as we close out this fixture, and the Tigers will make a double substitution now. Ali Chebley to be introduced, the first player on. He will come on in place of Ali Makasha. So we saw bright signs from him, but that's his day over. The other player to be introduced is the number 24, who, well, that number isn't listed on the official team sheet. I will assume that may well be Mohammed Kaneeb. We'll confirm that with you. My apologies if it is the wrong player. If it is Kaneeb, he's the man who scored the winning penalty last week. He was the hero that had to settle for a place on the bench this week, and that was some nice link-up play between Borderson and Komet. Fulton's picked the pocket, and Manly could be in. It's Borderson bearing down on the area. Good recovery run from El Madoun. Manly have another set piece. "20 minutes also remaining here on the Northern Beaches. Manly United in search of 7th heaven here. Segredo, the youngster, will whip this one in again. Ball to the front post is headed away ahead of Gallagher. Second strike does come wide. Banksia do scramble it clear, and they'll look to keep this in play. Nice work there from the substitute Sullivan, who's perhaps created their best chance of the game so far, with a well-hit strike that was palmed away acrobatically by Madden. But other than that, Manly keeper hasn't had too much to do. Maybe he could now as the ball's spread wide, but Kambayashi's in the way. Here's Segredo. Nice footwork from the youngster. And Jack Fulton in plenty of space, just urging his fullback forward. But instead he switches towards Balderson, and Nikolovsky quick as off his line and cool as you like again. The game just opening up a touch maybe. Banksia will be determined just to keep some possession, give their defenders some respite. They've been on the back foot all game. Nikolovsky looks long, and Ganovich cuts out. It's back with Madison now, and Jack Fulton hasn't sprung the offside trap that time, but will play on either way. Bit of room now for the substitute to come forward. Run being made, and Rainbird's in the way. Doesn't let that one get through to Ali Fayor, who was the first half introduction following the early withdrawal of Hadi Hussain, the experienced striker, having to be withdrawn just after 20 minutes due to injury. "15 minutes remaining here on Sydney's Northern Beaches. Hope you've enjoyed the contest so far. Thank you very much for joining us on Manly United's Facebook page and YouTube channel, either or. Manly United have looked as though they've done more than enough to become the 4th team through to the final preliminary round of this competition. They're in search of matching their tally of last rounders. Kambayashi looks to take on his man. Nikolovsky concedes yet another corner for the away side. This one will be whipped in by Segredo this time, the in-swinger from the youngster. It's a good ball. Nikolovsky's out. Short work from the keeper, who goes long towards Fayor. Looks to get in a foot race. He does have a runner, and Banksia could be in here. It's Fayor. He beats one and goes to ground, perhaps rather optimistically looking for the free kick. The away fans complained, but they'll get nothing, and Manly might just be away on the break. It's Fulton holding up his run nicely. Segredo will go on his own. He's still going here, the youngster. And still it is. Segredo goes himself, and that was in, if not for Nikolovsky standing tall again. Would have been a superb individual goal, playing with no fair. Jordan Segredo. Here's Gallagher now on the ball again for Manly. Experienced midfielder playing alongside Madison. Just dictating play. Manly with so many willing runners. Just waiting for their moment to get in on the act. Either way, as we've mentioned a few times tonight, huge moment, and it's a great display from the Banksia Tigers just to reach this point in the competition against all odds. Not many club sides can say they've taken down a team from NPL, let alone NPL 2. Here's Komet now, slipping it in for Fulton. He flicked it nicely, but the Nikolovsky brothers united as one, defending that time. Kambiyashi on the set piece this time for Manly. Approaching the final 10 minutes. Manly looking for a 7th. And again, it's headed away out the front post. Undercooked the delivery again. A nice 1-2 though. And here's Komet down the byline. It's a mazy run. It's laid off for Madison. Banksia ward off another attack. Here's a nice turn and a nice ball. It's Fowler getting forward, and Kashmir's released his winger in Chebley. Banksia looking to deliver a crowning moment for the night, but every time they turn it over, they do leave themselves susceptible. And there's a foot race on now, and it's Jack Fulton in for Manly. He'll just hold it off for a second and lay it back for Madison. Bounces up invitingly, but switches out for Scott Balderson. He's got a couple to aim for in the middle, but held up for Rainbird. Now that's a good ball in. Headed away. It'll fall to Madison. And that one's even further away than his last effort. It's great to look forward to what this competition could continue to deliver this season. The FFA Cup, the Australian football community really missed it last year with the impact of the COVID pandemic curtailing that competition in its very early stages. We finally see it return this time around, and it's the final year of it being called the FFA Cup. A number of changes having been made. One of them will be a name to be announced at some stage. So, real prize and historic piece of silverware is up for grabs. It's delivered so many memories for so many community clubs. A competition that starts with over 700 or so Australian clubs, as Gallagher goes optimistically. So many clubs that come together and eventually make their way to around a 32. That is a realistic sight again for Manly. They did it last time. They're off the back of their best ever FFA Cup finish in 2019. It came to an end on the road. It was a memorable away trip for them up to face Brisbane Strikers, which ended in defeat. A real carrot for them is the possibility of a home encounter. They haven't managed to have one in the round of 32 of this competition since 2014. You can just imagine this place would be rocking if an A-League team were to come to town. It's a great facility here for the Northern Beaches community. On the far side, you've seen tonight the new clubhouse in the works, set to be complete in a couple of months' time. It's coming along in leaps and bounds and will be a great hub for the club. A long time coming, that upgrade, and will help the club continue to push forward as they do on the pitch now. Segredo outside to Kambiyashi. Gallagher, first time, decent ball, just ran away from Fulton. Here's Madison, turns provider this time. Segredo's rode the challenge well. Second one falls to Fulton. Back for Gallagher. Madison comes outside to Rainbird. He's skipped inside well, but that's an uncompromising challenge from Carneeb. Gallagher's won it back despite the best efforts of the Tigers man, and Komet on another mazy run. He's played in Rainbird, who's just a foot offside. In the dying embers of this contest now, Manly United's last FFA Cup fixture back in round 5 saw them emerge 7-0 victors over the Enfield Rovers. They've come up against local opposition in all of their games so far this season in this competition. They'll go into the pot with Marconi, Hakoah and Blacktown City for the next round, with around a 32 position at stake. So huge prize on the horizon for the home team, who've done their job tonight. Banksia looking to just create something as their memorable campaign comes to a close. Nikolovsky spraying it wide and touched down nicely by the Banksia bench. Here's Scott Borderson. Appeals for handball, but he'll play on. Still on a hat-trick, Borderson. Won't do it that way. It's been kept in play nicely. Tigers with a bit of possession, and Manly still barking instructions. Adam Griffith still encouraging his side to press. It's been a real big part of their game plan since he came in midway through last season. Here's Rainbird. Rides the challenge well. Madison with a cool turn before he's chopped down. Referee goes straight to the book for the yellow card to Carneeb. Repeated offences by the sounds of things, and youngster finds himself in the book, the second player of the night to be cautioned. One last thank you to everyone who's tuned into this broadcast of this round 6 FFA Cup encounter. It won't be another giant killing occasion for the Tigers, but a memorable one nonetheless. Manly United will strive forward within 90 minutes of the national stage. Thanks to everyone who's not only watched but also joined the conversation in the Facebook comments. Feel free to let us know any final thoughts on the game. As Manly look to match their tally last game, and it's the number 7, Jack Fulton, helping them look for 7. This long ball has to be dealt with by Kambayashi, who gets there well in front of Chebley. Gallagher turns, plays Fulton, flicked so nearly in for Borderson, still pressing for that hat-trick. He's scored 2 so far for Manly, in case you missed it. The other goals scored by Komet, Fulton, Aganovic and Pandurovic from the penalty spot. That's what has us at 6-0. Just a few minutes remaining now. Referee will give the free kick as Fulton lashes one goalwards from long range. The Manly press proves successful again. Here's Komet with options. Goes in behind for Borderson. He can't steer it past Nikolovsky. Won't be the hat-trick this time for the experienced winger. Gallagher cleaning up, though, as he's done consistently all night. There's a decent run there from Sullivan. He's been solid off the bench. Here he is again. Options out left. Calls for the second ball, and they've won the free kick. Maybe another opportunity for Banksia to take it quickly, and that one couldn't get over the top. Thanks for all the comments coming in as well. Asking me for a score prediction. Does look set to finish at 6, but Manly definitely will be trying to find a 7th to match that result of round 5. Either way, 13 goals in 2 games isn't the worst of tallies. And here's some nice one-touch football. The release, though, from Fulton, not quite there. Rainbird trying to put his man under pressure, and he's fed it through for Jack Fulton. And it won't be 7 from Manly's number 7. He goes close, but can't double his tally for the night. Now, just 10 seconds away from stoppage time. Manly United can now look forward to Saturday night, where they return to this location. They've played all their home games on Fridays, but they've got one Saturday game for the season, and that will see them host Luke Wilkshire's Wollongong Wolves. They started the NPL season very solidly, Manly United, and they've done the same in the FFA Cup. It's full time here at Cromer Park. We'll have no stoppage time as the referee brings play to a close. Manly United are within 90 minutes of the national stage again. They've come away with a convincing 6-0 win over the Banksia Tigers, who see their fairy tale run in this competition come to a close. It was a great occasion for both sides. Thank you to all of the fans who've not only tuned in but also travelled to the ground to create a wonderful atmosphere for this one. Manly United's goals, just quickly recapping, saw Alan Aganovic open the scoring before Dejan Pendurovic scored a penalty. Scott Borderson found his first a minute later before doubling his tally before the interval. And the second half saw 2 substitutes find the score sheet in Luca Komet and Jack Fulton. So as mentioned, that's the end for another year for the Banksia Tigers in the Cup. A huge shout out to that community and all the great work they are doing. All the best for the remainder of their season in Football St George, where they currently are looking to defend their title and they lead the competition there. So all thanks to them and thanks to Manly United for hosting this live stream and everyone for tuning in. I've been Chris Carulli calling this FFA Cup Round 6 fixture. It's been my pleasure. The final score here at Manly United at Cromer Park has seen Manly United defeat the Banksia Tigers by 6 goals to 0.